So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing awesome. My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. There was a time when AR Murugadoss stood tall with films like Ghajini and Thuppakki shaping Tamil action thrillers for a generation. But much like how Shankar's grand spectacles started to feel stuck in the past, Murugadoss too hasn't moved forward. When Sikandar failed in Bollywood, he blamed everything from language barriers to scheduling. But Madharaasi makes it clear the problem lies in his filmmaking itself, which feels outdated today. And that brings me to Sivakarthikeyan and Rukmini Vasanth. Both are at a crucial point in their careers, with audiences finally seeing them as serious contenders. Maybe they signed this film for the Murugadoss brand, but a brand can't save a weak script. At this stage, choices matter more than ever. Sivakarthikeyan may well find redemption in his upcoming Parasakthi, and Rukmini has promising ground with the Kantara Chapter 1 and the NTR Neel film, but Madharaasi does no favors to either of them. So the film follows Raghu, a man with Fregoli delusion, a rare psychological condition where he mistakes different people for being the same. So the NIA, the National Investigation Agency, recruits him to track down an arms syndicate trying to spread gun culture in Tamil Nadu. His condition fuels both his rage and his helping nature, but his personal life complicates things. He finds love which briefly stabilizes him only for that love to fade and his delusion to return. Alongside this is the fight against a villain played by Vidyut Jammwal, leading to a predictable clash of good versus evil stretched over nearly 3 hours. All of this, his disorder, his love, and his mission, forms the basic premise of the film. Now let's break down some aspects of the film and what I thought of them. The title. The film begins with a speech from an intelligence officer about not letting Tamil Nadu slip into gun culture like other states. We know who he was referring to, and about the people of Tamil Nadu being peace-loving and not divided in the name of religion or God. Big words, yes, but that's the last time the film makes any meaningful connection to its own title. The word Madharaasi feels almost randomly chosen, like the film wanted to sound weighty but never bothered to back it up. From there, we are thrown into a truck chase that's stretched, flat, and almost energy-sapping. Instead of creating adrenaline, it becomes an early warning sign of how the film will test patience. Even the title card feels so uninspired. Insensitive thematic treatment. So here comes the so-called psychological thriller angle. Sivakarthikeyan's character suffers from a rare delusional disorder, right? But instead of handling it with nuance, the film treats it like a superhero gimmick. His delusions and hallucinations are played up as a heroic trait, even exploited by the NIA for their missions. In 2025, this kind of outdated, tone-deaf writing feels not just lazy, but also offensive. Murugadoss hasn't moved forward with how audiences expect mental health to be represented. Now, performances and characters. Sivakarthikeyan tries. His goofiness and occasional bursts of anger are decent. Rukmini Vasanth mostly plays it cute and light, which only highlights how underwritten her role is. Vidyut Jammwal is physically imposing, but the writing gives him no menace, no intelligence, no real arc. He ends up a caricature, not a threat. Biju Menon as the NIA head tries to act tough and intelligent and is decent, but the writing again lets him down. But the most ironic part? The performance that stays in your mind is not from the leads or the villain. It's from an actor who plays a police informer in the villain's gang. He's called P2. His screen time is short, but he left more impact than anyone else, at least for me. I couldn't even find his name online, so if you know who that actor is, drop it in the comments because he deserves a shout out and credit. The action. The action sequences, meanwhile, repeat themselves into numbness. A 2-hour 45-minute runtime without a single whistle-worthy moment is not average. It's a failure. Tamil cinema, even in weaker outings, usually guarantees at least one mass scene to cheer for. Madharaasi gives you none. Coming to music, comedy, and emotional disconnect. Anirudh Ravichander, usually the saving grace of any film, delivers one of his weakest works here. The songs are passable, the background score is outright bad, and in many places it feels mismatched. Instead of lifting scenes, the music drags the film down. As for comedy, the forced jokes never land. There's even an earthquake scene written to show the hero's loneliness. Everyone rushes to call their loved ones while he awkwardly tries to join in, reminding us he has no one. On paper, it should have been a deeply emotional moment, I guess, about his orphan state. But the writing is so shallow and contrived that it never feels genuine. Instead of moving the audience, it exposes how forced and superficial the screenplay really is. And the romance is the biggest biggest offender here. Now listen to this. When the heroine falls for the hero, it's shown as if her love fills a void and he becomes mentally stable. His rage and delusion start to subside. Ideally, one should be happy if someone's mental condition improves, right? But no, in this film, she leaves him because the very delusion which was fueling his rage and his so-called helping nature is what she actually loved. And once it fades, she loses the feeling. What kind of stupidity and insensitivity is this? How can a serious condition be romanticized as if it's a charming treat? What sort of careless writing is that? Where does this leave Murugadoss? For me, Madharaasi is not just a bad film, it's the loudest signal yet that his style of filmmaking hasn't grown with the times. He can blame execution, he can blame language barriers, he can even blame star schedules like he did with Sikandar. But excuses won't change the fact that his creative grammar is stuck in the past. The industry has moved ahead. Tamil cinema today is thriving with filmmakers who makes mass and intelligence in fresh ways, like Lokesh Kanakraj and Karthik Subbaraj, though I know their previous outings were not as good. But still, they are. Audiences too have moved ahead. They've seen global thrillers, they know what psychological storytelling can look like, and they won't settle for a recycled formula with louder music and weaker scripts. In the end, Madharaasi isn't even an average film for me. It's a tedious, outdated, uninspired film that wastes its stars, insults its themes, and drags its audience. And unless Murugadoss reinvents himself, he risks falling into the same trap as Shankar, legends of the past who refuse to adapt to the present, eventually becoming obsolete. Thank you for watching us. If you liked the video, do hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more such honest reviews. Take care, stay awesome, and bye-bye.